Good evening. As Monday, Thursday nears, more passengers are expected at transport terminals in Metro Manila and various provinces across the country. Let's check the situation at the Araneta City Busport in Quezon City. Here's Jason Sigales reporting live. Jason?
Neil, we're here at the Araneta City Busport in Cubao, Quezon City, where as you can see behind me, there are about a dozen passengers waiting for their buses. Here at the Busport, as far as we've seen, there are buses to Dagupan City, Pangasinan, Lipa City, Batangas, and the Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Pasay City. Araneta City Busport Manager Ramon Legaspi described the situation here as moderate when I spoke with him this afternoon.
Nag-average na kami dito ng 400 passengers daily. But yung mga nakarang araw, umabot din kami ng mga 700. Hopefully by this day, hanggang papalapit tayo sa Holy Thursday and Good Friday, hopefully makaabot kami ng mga 1,000 plus.
The Araneta City Busport Manager also said the passengers they've been handling has been fewer than the previous years. He attributed this to the opening of other busports in Metro Manila, like the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange. Nonetheless, Legaspi assured that the Araneta City Busport is equipped to handle the expected influx of travelers.
Well, sapat naman ang aming security personnel. Yung tracking station 7 na provide naman ng mga kapulisan. At from time to time, nandiyan ang LTFRB to inspect the buses. At ganoon din ang LTO. At just recently, nag-inspection sila sa condition ng mga buses, yung signal light, yung tires, umayos para safe po ang biyahe ng mga pasahero.
Legaspi further said the busport will continuously operate until Good Friday, with buses dispatching from the terminal every hour. He reminded travelers not to bring knives or other sharp objects, unlicensed guns or ammunition, and tanks still containing liquefied petroleum gas or LPG.
Thanks, Jason. That's Jason Sigales reporting live from Quezon City. An anti-ship missile system from the U.S. is now in the Philippines for the Balikatan exercises. In a press briefing on Tuesday, April 15, Balikatan Exercise Director Brigadier General Michael Logico confirms the U.S. Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System is currently in an undisclosed location in the country. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth initially announced the missile system's deployment for Balikatan drills during his first visit to the Philippines in March. Balikatan is the annual joint exercise between troops of Manila and Washington. This is the second U.S. missile deployed to the Philippines. For security expert Chester Cabalza, the missile system's deployment proves the trust and confidence of the two security allies in terms of interoperability. Cabalza believes this deployment is seen to further bolster the Philippines' deterrence capability during what he deems to be a period when security anxiety posed by China prevails. China previously objected to the arrival of the U.S. mid-range capability Typhoon missile in the Philippines. Beijing claimed it incited geopolitical confrontation in the region. However, the Philippines asserted its sovereign and inherent right to upgrade its defense capabilities. The Chinese research vessel spotted off Batanes did not respond to the Philippine Coast Guard's radio challenge, according to the agency. PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, says PCG Islander 4177 was deployed on Tuesday, April 15, to monitor and challenge Chinese research vessel Zhongshan Dashui. The PCG earlier suspected Zhongshan Dashui of conducting marine scientific research in the area. As of Tuesday morning, the Chinese vessel was spotted roughly 78 nautical miles northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. According to Tariela, the PCG Islander attempted to establish radio communication with the Chinese vessel multiple times but received no response. Through their radio challenge, Tariela says PCG aviators underscored that the Chinese vessel lacks the authority to conduct marine scientific research within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Tariela adds that the PCG emphasized to the Chinese vessel that its activities violate the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the Philippine Maritime Zones Act. The Philippine Maritime Zones Act identifies the country's maritime zones, including the 370-kilometer or 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. The palace takes a jab at former President Rodrigo Duterte's administration, saying the color black is more suited to the previous administration. In a press briefing on Tuesday, April 15, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro describes the country's color under the current administration as turning white. This is in response to Vice President Sara Duterte and Senator Imee Marcos's claims in a campaign ad that the current color of the country is black. Duterte and Marcos said the country's color is black because of the many problems it is facing, including crimes and injustice. But Castro believes things are starting to brighten under the current administration of Imee's brother, President Bongbong Marcos.
Ang akala ay 2022 campaign ads to. Dahil sa mas na-describe ang kapanahunan ng nakaraang administrasyon dun sa nasabing campaign ads. Pag sinabi ba natin na itim ngayon ang kulay, mas madi-describe siguro natin nung nakaraang administrasyon na sobrang itim at ngayon ay papaliwanag sa panahon ng kasalukuyang administrasyon.
Castro further disputes the claims of Duterte and Senator Marcos in their video that the country is mourning over the spread of hunger and criminality in the country. Citing data from the National Economic and Development Authority, Castro says poverty incidents went down in 2023. In response to Senator Marcos's remark that Filipinos are starving for justice, Castro says families of extrajudicial killing victims during the Duterte administration are rejoicing for the justice they might soon achieve. In late March, Senator Marcos withdrew from the administration-backed senatorial slate Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas. Her committee also launched an investigation into the arrest of former President Duterte, which she believed was marred by irregularities. Senator Imee Marcos believes the administration of her brother, President Bongbong Marcos, is treading the wrong path. In an online press briefing on Tuesday, April 15, Senator Marcos laments how the current administration has supposedly lost its way. The senator says she prays that her brother return to the path that is centered on solving the problems of the Filipino people.
Siguro maintindihan na lamang ako na hindi na tama ang landas ng administrasyon na nanghihinayang talaga ako para sa akin. Malaking trahedya sa amin to. Kaya't sana pinagdadasal ko lagi ang aking kapatid na mabalik sa tamang landas dahil hindi na tama itong mga pangyayari, itong politika na mapang-ape, mangpahigante, hindi na siya ayos. Tutukan natin ang problema ng mamamayan. Balikan natin ang ating tungkulin.
According to the senator, she hasn't been able to speak with her brother. She urges the president to reflect on his supposed mistakes this Holy Week.
Siguro, ang sasabihin ko na lamang, Holy Week, magmuni-muni tayong lahat, ipagdasal natin na maiwas to ang pagkakamali. May pagkakamali rin naman ako at hindi ako kung minsan nakikipag-usap ng maayos, pero sana mag-usip-isip lang tayong lahat at balikan yung mga turo ng aking ama.
Re-electionist Senator Imee earlier withdrew from the administration senatorial slate Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas. Her withdrawal came after launching the Senate probe into former President Rodrigo Duterte's arrest. Vice President Sara Duterte recently cemented her support for Senator Imee in a campaign ad released on Monday, April 14. In the campaign ad, the two described the current color of the country as black because of the many problems it faces, including crimes and injustice. However, the palace said black is more suited for former President Duterte's administration. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.